All right, I'm out here in Indianapolis at the NFL Combine, hanging out on the set of CBS with former Steeler star Bryant McFadden. And Bryant, this is a big week for the Steelers. They have a lot of needs. What do you think they do in the first round?
Personally, for me, adding playmakers to the offense, personally. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the Steelers offensively the last few years, they lack playmakers. I understand we have DK Metcalf at the wide receiver position, but you're still looking for the next consistent playmaker. And whoever the quarterback is, Rich, I think it's imperative for them to have high-level guys to throw the football to that plays the wide receiver position. So that would be the position I would target, that I would try to target for the Pittsburgh Steelers in round one, trying to go get a difference maker, a guy who can receive passes from the quarterback, make people miss, and ultimately score touchdowns, put points on the scoreboard. So I think that has been the Achilles heel for our offense over the last few years, the inability to have that consistency coming from that wide receiver position. So adding playmakers to that position, I think, is the most the biggest need for the Steelers.
That would also help out DK Metcalf, too.
Yes, for sure. And that's the thing. When you talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's been a while since we had two, alphas in terms of talent and production at the wide receiver position. You know, it would have been great if we had DK and George Pickens, right? Because then you have two alphas. But because of the trade, you were left with DK and still trying to figure things out. Now, Calvin Austin has overachieved, in my opinion. He's exceeded the expectations. But you need more. And if you look at what the Pittsburgh Steelers did towards the latter part of 2025, bringing in guys to try to fill that void, just trying to fill that void, MVS, Adam Thielen, just trying to find out who could be that guy. That told all of us, they're still trying to figure it out. So I think here at the draft would be a great opportunity to try to answer some of those questions.
Well, their biggest need might be the biggest position, quarterback. Is there a chance, and do you take a quarterback at 21? The guy that might be there is Ty Simpson. Would you take him?
Me personally, if I am the GM, if I'm Omar, I'm not taking a quarterback at 21. And here's why. Whoever you take at 21, and let's use Ty Simpson's name as the example, is Ty Simpson better than second-year player Will Howard currently? Would he be better? Would he win a competition against Will Howard? I'm not quite ready to say that. And the reason why I say that, viewers, is because one could say Will Howard was a better quarterback his last year in college than Ty Simpson was a year ago in Alabama. One could say Will Howard has more serviceable experience playing the quarterback position in college football than Ty Simpson, which is a fact because Will Howard started more games. He started at Kansas State, played pretty good football, in my opinion, considering what was surrounding him. And then he went to Ohio State and just finished it off with a bow, right? So you talk about Ty Simpson only having, 13, 14 stars in college football. Recent history has told all of us, those said players that get drafted extremely high, it doesn't always work out. And I'm not saying that it couldn't. I'm just talking about what we know. And the unknown with Ty Simpson is a bit concerning for me. If you're telling me you drafted him at 21, because you drafted him at 21, he's getting the keys to the car at some point in time. Will it be his rookie year? We don't know. But at some point in time, he's getting the keys to his car. And I'm not quite ready to say he's a better player at the quarterback position right now than Will Howard, who will be in year two, but kind of his rookie year because he missed so much time because of injury.
Any other draft, he might be not talked about in the first round. And this is kind of reminiscent of what happened in 21 with Kenny Pickett.
Exactly, because let's keep it real, man. For our college football fans who watch college football and have followed the draft, it's a watered-down quarterback draft class, honestly. It's a watered-down quarterback draft class. And so because of that, there will be some guys get overdrafted. Because if you would put some of these other quarterback names, not named Fernando Mendoza, into some of the past quarterbacking drafts, like you said, would Ty Simpson be a first-rounder in the Jayden Daniels and Drake May, Bo Nix draft? Right? Probably not. You look at some of the other past drafts, probably not. But because it's such a major need and it's a very, very important position, you don't have a lot in terms of quantity that's available, which will help a guy like Ty Simpson potentially become a first rounder.
What do you think they do at quarterback? Aaron Rodgers comes back. Does he have one more year in him?
Having the conversation with Omar yesterday, it seemed like he was very, very optimistic.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
That Aaron will come back. And if that's the case, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it because one thing that I saw last year, Aaron Rodgers did more with less. when you talk about not having legit playmakers at the wide receiver position, the tight end position flourished under Aaron Rodgers, right? And just his ability to dissect things, pre-snap alignment, and knowing where to go with the football. And also, too, looking at how the offensive line was starting to gel with Aaron Rodgers and how they protected him towards the latter moments of 2025, he was doing what he needed to do. And he was having fun. So if you're telling me, if you could tell Aaron Rodgers, right, and if I'm Omar and I say, this is our game plan, we got DK, we're going to go get another dude, right? We're going to address some concerns in the draft. And if you tell Aaron Rodgers he can have two alphas at the wide receiver position, one being DK and someone else, along with some other resources being allocated to the offense and then improving the defense, you won the division last year. If you're Aaron Rodgers, you might like that chance to go chase it one more time with a familiar face in Mike McCarthy. So I would be okay with it. I wouldn't have a problem with Aaron Rodgers coming back. I think he comes back. I like our chances.
How much does the familiarity help bringing him back with Mike McCarthy? They spent so much time together. They like each other. And he's an offensive guy.
You know what you're going to get. It's like going to your favorite restaurant, a restaurant you haven't visited in a while, but you know what you're going to get. The menu is the same. The taste is still the same. You're going to be satisfied. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it is with Aaron Rodgers. He's been away from Mike McCarthy for some years now, but you know exactly what you're going to get. You know the infrastructure in terms of the game plan, the week-to-week prep, how he orchestrates his meeting times and stuff like that. And he knows how to take care of his guys. Veteran presence, is very, very important. So if you're Aaron Rodgers, even though he wasn't familiar with Mike Tomlin, he knew of Mike Tomlin because of his years being in the NFL, and they had that mutual respect for each other. He's been in the building with Mike McCarthy, so it's a different type of feel if he was to return for the Pittsburgh Steelers under Mike McCarthy. So I think, I think it's appealing. Mm-hmm. And I say this, Rich, I think it's more – I feel more optimistic that Aaron Rodgers would come back knowing Mike McCarthy is the head coach if it was someone else who he's never worked with. So I think that plays a major factor in his final decision whenever that decision comes.
Was Mike McCarthy the right hire for the Steelers?
You know what? When Mike Tomlin initially stepped away on that Tuesday, and I did a hit on HQ, and they asked who would be the next head coach, I said Mike McCarthy.
You did?
I did, because of the Pittsburgh ties. You know how the city is.
Yeah.
You know how the organization is. When you have that deep connection, it's different. He was a Steeler while he was coaching the Green Bay Packers. Mm. He was a Steeler while he was coaching the Dallas Cowboys. And it seems like ownership with Mr. Rooney and Omar, they felt like that, along with his experience and the drive to still want to be a head coach, makes it make sense. And initially, I was a bit surprised at the timing, because it was still so early in the process. But as I sat back and have an opportunity to just digest and sleep on it, yes. Because I'll say this, Rich, and correct me if I'm wrong. If I say a lie, tell me to stop. Mm-hmm. Mike McCarthy is the best coach in the AFC North right now.
I agree. Veteran coach, though, too, with veteran guys at the Steelers. I mean, they're still a playoff team.
Still a playoff team. Was a playoff team last year. With some of the uncertainties and mishaps, you still was good enough to win the playoffs. So if they can just get better, right? Stay healthy, get better. And this is why this week is so important for the Pittsburgh Steelers, getting ready for these collegiate prospects and then free agency coming up, and you look at the draft coming around the corner, which I know we're going to hit on. This is a very, very important time because you have an opportunity to improve your team and continue to be in the cream of the crop in terms of the conversation in the AFC North. You know what I mean? You won the division last year. You got into the playoffs. But, of course, our fans want more. But they want that plus more. So hopefully they're able to improve their team to make those things a reality.
Speaking of this week, you were here. The Steelers drafted you in the second round a while ago.
Yep.
What was this process like for you?
Man, it was a dream come true just to be here. And I know there are a lot of collegiate prospects that won't get the invitation, but you still have an opportunity to be drafted. But when you hear, everyone gets an opportunity to see you. It's like playing on a Sunday night. Everyone is watching instead of being on a regional broadcast, right? Whereas regional, here everyone watches you, and you get opportunity to put on for every organization, for every media member. You walk away from this event, and this is the difference between when I got drafted compared to how it is currently. You walk away from this event a national name. If you go out and run a fast 40 or jump extremely high, broad jump, bench press, many reps. Everyone walks away knowing who you are. And then that makes what the casual fan probably don't do. Watch you even more. Now, go back and watch some of your tape. So it's a spectacle now. It's a major event. It's the next biggest event after the Super Bowl. We all get for it for this moment. You look at the cameras that are here now, Rich. It's getting bigger and bigger, man. And the NFL has done a great job in glorifying this week and, most importantly, putting these kids on the spotlight.
Another spectacle will be the draft. It's in Pittsburgh this year, a football town. You know, what's it going to be like for these kids to hear their name called, especially by the hometown team?
It's going to be unbelievable because the thing about this draft being in Pittsburgh, whoever Pittsburgh drafts at 21, if they stay at 21, right? We don't know. But whoever they draft at 21, all you got to do is go get in the black car and go right to the south side, right?
Yeah.
The fans there get chance to see you in person, to cheer for you. You get a chance to maybe do a meet and greet or sign some autographs, take some pictures. And I'll say this to whoever the 21st pick will be for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Pittsburgh stays at 21, you're going to experience something that no other player in the first round will experience because there's no other fan base in the National Football League like the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base. Book it. I'll tell you this much. Me getting drafted, and one quick story, this is a disclaimer for me. When I got drafted to Pittsburgh, I was so mad. I was mad for two reasons. I was hot. This is why I was hot, because I thought I was going in the first round.
Okay.
That was the first reason, because I lost money. I thought I was going in the first round. Went in the second round, which is a great blessing. But then I go to Pittsburgh, and I'm like, it's gloomy. I think of Gotham City. You don't see the sun.
Cold.
It's cold. It's frigid. Every day looks like it's – any time of the day looks like it's 6 p.m. Yeah. That's all I visualize. Yeah. And I remember my high school coach told me, he saw I was mad, I was angry. He's like, B-Mac, don't worry about it. You're going to a playoff caliber team every year. I didn't see that picture.
Yeah.
But then when I got there, no, the sun actually comes out, right? It's sunny. You're in Latrobe, it's hot, it's sticky. And then when we got into the season and started playing ball, and I started to see how the fans love the team, how the fans love the guys. And then that 05 season was Storyfield.
Played in the Super Bowl
Played
early.
in the Super Bowl early. And when we did that, now it was like, you forever will be remembered in this city. And even to this day, I go anywhere in the country. And, you know, I wasn't a superstar player. I had a role. But people always highlight, man, you McFadden, you play with the Steelers.
Yeah.
It resonates. Even the Ireland game when we played the Vikings, it was Steeler crazy over there.
It was.
So whoever gets drafted 21st, just know you're going into a situation where it's different. A lot of teams don't get the same love and attention that Steelers receive. And our fans, they rock with us. It's different.
All right, B-Mac, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, Rich.